Welcome to the Evan Michael Show. Please welcome Evan Michael Pinsano.
Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. That's the Evan Michael Show. You gotta sit back, enjoy the variety, laugh out when there is comedy, tap your feet when we're moving musically. That's the Evan Michael Show. To illustrate my last remark, we've got Sonny and Ron jazzing up the arc. I think I saw a Cluzo, a scene from a shot in the dark. Hey, you gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. That's the Evan Michael Show. That's the Evan Michael Show. John Dale knows it. That's the Evan Michael Show. Hey! There we go. We're feeling good. We're feeling positive. And we're going to accentuate it together. Mr. John Dale Smith and the world-class City Band, everybody. Thrilled to be here at the Peppermint Creek Theater in our performing arts home. And a lot about what we're going to see and talk on the show tonight, is the fact that the performing arts is not only a wonderful hobby that so many of us share, or a full-time gig for you.
Yes.
You are the pro on the show.
Well, I'd like to think that.
You should see him in the commercial breaks. He reminds me that he knows that all the time. It's good to have a mentor like you, John.
Well,
Dale.
thank you. What does that mean? Age?
Something like that. As we say, off the record. Off the record. We won't get into that. But we love the fact that the performing arts means so much to so many of us. And a lot of us have other jobs. You know, it's not our full-time job. It can't be. But we find the time to put it center stage. We find the time to put the spotlights, especially in the capital region, especially in mid-Michigan, because of how great this community is and how much they support it. Hence why we wanted to do a variety show, because there is just so much talent. So much talent. I mean, think about all the talent that we've seen here just at Peppermint Creek.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Truly amazing.
Award-winning, local actors, local stars, local singers, dancers, musicians. Technicians, just like our very talented MSU ComArts crew running all the cameras, manning the lights, manning the sound. It's on stage and it's off stage, and that's what the performing arts and that's what the theater arts can do. In fact, one of my favorite theaters, besides Peppermint Creek, obviously, because we're here, how do we not love them?
We have to.
We have to, yes, we have to. It's contractually obligated. Yeah. We love you, no, you're set, everything. We love it. Is the Riverwalk Theater. I've had a lot of experience and a lot of great opportunities to be at Riverwalk performing. In fact, one of their next shows, we're going to be doing a little preview here on the Evan Michael Show, is, well, you know what? I think you'll recognize what the show is once you see this character, a bumbling French character. Jean Dale, let's take a look.
Over here, Inspector!
Swine wreck. Ah, yes, this was the aisle I was looking for. Indeed. Now you must learn something, Morristan. When you are looking for clues, you literally need to sometimes step things up a bit, you know? Something caught here in the ladder. Just a minute, if I just move my hand here, I can get out of it here. Break my magnifying glass. Leave that there. I think I can just extricate myself. Whoever made this ladder should have their head examined. You fool! Be back in a moment. I have other things to investigate, you know? Ah! Did you happen to recognize even more specifically that character?
It sort of looked like you.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Very nice dramatic pause
Yes,
you had there.
I was debating.
Do you think I'd look good with a mustache? A mustache.
You know, Dan Rather looked pretty good in that role, too.
Oh, is that some breaking news for us? A little breaking news here on the Evan Michaels Show. But truly an award-winning lineup tonight, from local theater to jazz legends, I should say.
Yes.
I mean, just in their presence, you get nervous and you can't say things. That is how good Sonny Wilkinson and Ron Newman are. They're a part of our show tonight. So sit back, relax, just like we sang in the opening number. Tap your feet, laugh out loud with us, because the Evan Michaels Show is here to entertain you when we get back. Our first two guests on the Evan Michaels Show, let me tell you about these gentlemen. Mr. Dan Pappas, he is an accomplished theater director at Riverwalk, at Starlight. Mr. Steve Ledgert, he has won a Pulsar as Best Supporting Actor. They are men of the theater who support it both on stage and off. We are thrilled to have them on the show. Put your hands together for Dan Pappas and Steve Ledgert. Come on out, fellas. Good to see you. Good to see you. Look at that entrance music out there. Right. Put you guys right here. Yeah. Oh, I was hoping you'd get the Pink Panther theme, but I guess that'll work.
The Pink Panther? Why do we have to do that?
Oh, never mind. It's not like we're teasing ahead to something. Of course not, John Dale. Of course not. I still like that intro music, though, for you guys. I thought it looked good.
Mysterious.
Yes, exactly.
It was good. I liked it.
Exactly. Dan, Steve, first off, because obviously we're going to talk about an exciting production that ties right into that little preview clip that you saw earlier that may or may not have actually had the name of the show in it, so perhaps it's not really a tease or a, or a mystery at all, but you both have been involved in local theater for so long, and you understand what it means to Mid-Michigan and the Capital Region, Dan.
Well, it's extremely important. In fact, I've had the honor of being in shows where John Dale's been our music director, a number of them high quality.
You mentioned honor, though. Are you sure?
It was.
In hindsight.
He worked us hard, but we really
Evan, be
produced.
careful.
I know, I'm sorry. John Dale, it is an honor working with you every day in every way.
What key do you want to sing in?
The key of off. That's the one I do best in.
Yes.
The key of off. And Steve, like Dan, you've had the chance to have some experiences both on stage and off, but recently you've worked and were awarded for your work. Talk to me a little bit about getting to play all these great characters locally.
You mentioned the award.
I'm really excited about what's coming up with both you and Steve and a number of our cast members here tonight.
That's right.
A Shot in the Dark is going to be lots of fun.
A Shot in the Dark, and why that may sound so familiar is because of the movie, but there's a fun story behind that. The show came first.
That's right. In fact, Idiot.
Yes.
And
aptly titled. Aptly titled.
I wonder who that refers to.
I wonder why I auditioned.
So in 1961 in New York, believe it or not, the main character was William Shatner, who played the inspector. And Walter.
I'm searching for clues.
Yes. And Walter
Very good
Matthau was also a key character.
Come on.
I have to do what?
In fact, I've got a plan.
That's exactly what it's
Dan,
like.
I've got a plan. We're going to make you put your director's hat on, because when we get back, Steve and I are going to jump into our characters and do a special scene from A Shot in the Dark for you. So, literally, stay tuned. We have a case on our hands, a murder. A murder? Yes, a murder. That's what I said. They're shooting, you fool. Now then, the facts in this case are, if you will listen carefully, the body of the chauffeur was found in the bedroom of Josepha Lantenay. Fact. Cause of death, a bullet to the chest. Fact. The bullet was fired at point-blank range from a .38 caliber Beretta automatic pistol. Fact. Furthermore, it was registered in the name of the deceased, Miguel Ostos. Fact. Now then, my friend, members of the household staff have testified that Miguel Ostos beat Josefa... Anthony, Modestan, you fool, you've broken my pointing stick. I've got nothing to point with now. Have testified that Miguel Ostos beat Josefa Lantane frequently. Now then, what is the inescapable conclusion?
Josefa Lantane killed the chauffeur.
What? You idiot! Impossible! She's protecting someone.
How do you know that?
Instinct.
But the facts.
You're forgetting the most important fact, motive.
He beat her.
He was Spanish.
He tore her dress off.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Would you beat someone who tore your dress off?
Well, I suppose not.
Right. Right, Modestan, right. She is obviously protecting someone. Find that someone, and you have found the murderer. And I shall find this murderer. I will get her to tell me who he is. What was that you said?
Nothing.
Right, right. You may go, Modestan. Fell off. I do hate when you lose your mustache when trying to put on your coat, you know? I will be right back with more of the Evan Michael Show until we meet again in the case of Solved, you know? Fine, contract.
Johnny be good.
All right, we've had a little singing, a little dancing, a little comedy, a little mustache falling offing. I think that's a word. Mustache falling offing, is that a word?
It's your choice.
It's my choice, yeah. Well, we've created one. And now it's time to get jazzed up for some amazing jazz. Let me tell you a little bit about our next two performers. We are absolutely thrilled to have them on the show. John Dale Smith. She is an award-winning jazz vocalist, artist, entertainer, and educator. He's the former director of the MSU Jazz Bands and National Endowment of the Arts Award recipient. Let's put our hands together. Big smiles for the entertaining jazz duo of Sonny Wilkinson and Ron Newman here on the Evan Michael Show. All right, I now know I'm going to have to ask Sonny and Ron a few more questions after I heard that riffin', after I heard that scattin'. Beautiful, beautiful. And before we get to our interview segment and before we hear you perform again, I'd like you to stay out on stage because we have a very special segment coming up involving John Dale Smith and the World Class City Band. And I know the both of you would support a lot of the work that they do as entertainers and educators because of the fact that you have gone out in the community. Sonny and Ron, a big part of telling our students, high school, college, to pursue their dreams, find their sound, find their voice. And we have a young lady who will be coming out in just a little bit to perform with the World Class City Band. But first, here's a behind-the-scenes clip of Jazz Night at Hazlitt High School featuring more than, I think it was 150 local jazz students. Take a look and listen.
Highlight of the night, frankly, is just having all these student musicians come together.
I know, we got to give our students a round of applause. That was great, and that was just a small snippet of sound, and that's why, for the full-on effect, we are welcoming tonight a very special guest, Miss Katie Ebert, a sophomore at Hazlitt High School, who has joined John Dale Smith in the world-class city band. Katie, from Hazlitt Jazz Night to TV, take it away. Ladies and gentlemen, the midnight hour. I'm glad it is here right now. Time to come over and talk to the star of that song, Jerry Krause. You did fantastic yourself. Lead vocals, everybody. He was still fantastic. Sounded wonderful, sounded wonderful. But Miss Katie, first tell us a little bit about the instrument you play and how you got started.
This is a baritone saxophone, bari sax, and I started because I'm little doesn't mean I can't play a big instrument.
And put your hands together for that. I think it's a great, that's right. Don't let the instrument conquer you. And how about the sound? It's a great sound. And Bronny, we'll talk to you a little bit about that in just a second.
It's got a very...
You better keep up the good work. And I know Bronny and some Evan Michael Show alums, Bronny Brown, Brad Fowler, you were part of Hazlitt Jazz Night. Let me pass the mic off to you. What does it mean, real quick, to get opportunities for these students to mentor and play with professionals?
Evan, having her on.
Oh, come on. No, Bronny, thank you. Keep up the teaching with Sonny and Ron. Keep up the mentoring. You keep your playing. And we'll keep the show on going. It is hard not to be feeling good with all of this great music from students, from professionals. Let's throw it back over to Sonny and Ron. What did you think of Katie? Wasn't that incredible?
Oh, Katie, where are you? That was
She had to go back
so,
to a concert.
Of course she has a
at the Hazlitt High
concert.
School.
There you go.
I was getting text by our band director. Where is she?
Where is she?
It's a never-ending cycle of learning and performance, and that's something you both have really believed in your whole careers. Not only important is it, but how great is it to see that it's thriving at that age group?
It's my favorite thing. You know, they really are.
And teaching, just like performing, it doesn't get old because it's all about the craft. It's all about that entertaining factor.
Well, students keep you young. You know, that is absolutely true. It's one of those...
Well, the grade you guys have so far is A++ from the audience. In fact, yes, exactly. Let's put you back in the hot seat for another number. Let's hear one more with Sonny and Ron, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, real quick before we go to commercial, you got to teach me how to scat like that.
So put your lips together and
Pucker up.
repeat after me.
Repeat after you. I ran out of breath.
Very good, you're on your way.
Well, I'm telling you, I'll find myself all the time when I'm just in the radio or just in the car listening to the radio, just going, but I don't know if that counts for anything. Does that count? Is that something?
That it counts. I'm not sure for what, but it does.
You've just made my night. Sonny Wilkins, Newman, ladies and gentlemen, even our mics love it together. Thank you guys so much. Right after the break, we'll talk a little bit more. We'll thank all of our guests, and of course, we want to thank you, the audience, for tuning in to the Evan Michael Show. Rocking out here on the Evan Michael Show as we welcome our guests back to the stage. I know, Sonny and Ron, you've been on stage all night just having fun with us. We never want you to leave until, of course, they, kick us out.
Or the lights go off.
Or the lights. Then again, if that happens, we hope there's no shot in the dark. Yeah, right. Oh, thank you. Gentlemen, real quick before we go, walk us through a little bit the business, when we can go out and see the inspector and all of his friends.
Okay, well,
There.
That's right. That's right.
especially those in the front seats.
Hey, where'd you get that? That looks familiar. I know, especially that. There we go. Yes, I recognize the people in the front seat now. Yes. And Sonny and Ron, what's coming up next for you guys? What's coming up next?
7 o'clock that night.
Fantastic. I almost started to interview you with the with the magnifying glasses.
I think I look better.
Tell me a little bit nearer that. I know. I don't even know how I'm going to see through this thing. But thank you guys so much for being on. Ladies and
didn't
gentlemen,
get Sonny.
just a true...
What about Sonny?
Oh my goodness, I thought you were
Hey, that's
performing
all right.
together. No, you have no. Tell us about your own.
Well, the coolest thing on the Amalfi Coast of Italy, folks.
I'll be
That's
there.
right.
I can go.
The Amalfi Coast of
They're
Italy.
in.
But you're
July.
not a singer or a pianist.
But you could.
I'm
you
a
could
luggage carrier.
You could come and learn to scat sing, Evan.
Yes.
You know,
In Italy.
in Italy,
In Italian.
with lots of wine and beautiful beaches.
In fact, the inspector, as he would always joke about, he would, the character from A Shot in the Dark that would later come on to the Pink Panther films, the great Peter Sellers, his version of singing in Italian was one pasta, one actor whose name that ended with O, and then an actual Italian word. So he would be out there going, spaghettino al pacino, ciao bella. And that is how he sang. So maybe we could learn a little bit about that.
That's great.
Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show.
Appreciate it.
Ron, you sounded great. Your rival, John Dale, like the best of them. Dan and Steve, thank you guys. We will see you on stage soon and off. And of course, we'll see all of you back here very soon. Until then, make sure to like The Evan Michael Show on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter as well. A big thank you to our friends at LaughQ for sponsoring our Feel Good Story of the Night with Katie Ebert and the Hazlitt High School Jazz Ensemble. Also, we'd like to thank all of our benefactors out there in the community who make this possible. Our friends at CATA, our friends from Hotel to Home Furnishings, all of you for coming out and supporting us. Our guests on stage tonight, Mr. John Dale Smith and the world-class City Band. And of course, I'd like to thank you all as well. I'm Evan Michael for The Evan Michael Show. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, variety truly is the spice of life. Good night.